out the topics, and then he gives you a scale of where they fall on the freak out factor. What's your freak out factor?
Thing, you got to get the offense going. Feels like there's been bases loaded in almost every game with 2 outs, I feel like, and you need someone to get the big hit.
Offensively, the last couple nights it's been the traffic, and then not being able to get them in tonight. We weren't able to get much traffic going either.
What's up, baseball fans? We are officially a couple weeks into the 2026 MLB season, and you know what that means. Overreactions, panic, hot takes everywhere. And honestly, I love it, because today we are doing something very simple. We are figuring out who should actually be worried right now and who needs to calm down. We're using a freak out factor, scale of 0 to 10. 0 means relax, 10 means full panic mode. And trust me, some of these teams are getting close. And then at the end, I have to talk about my New York Mets, because somehow they're not on this list, and they absolutely should be. Let's get into it. Let's start with the Toronto Blue Jays. And this one is simple. Injuries everywhere. Rotation is falling apart. Trey Savage is hurt. Shane Bieber is still dealing with elbow injuries. Cody Punts is done for the year. Bowden Francis is out. Jose Barrios is dealing with problems. And oh yeah, Max Scherzer is 41 years old and already dealing with elbow tendonitis. That's not ideal. And it doesn't stop there. Their catcher Alejandro Kirk also out. Fractured thumb. That affects the pitching staff too. So what does all this mean? It means the Blue Jays are scrambling early. They already used 18 pitchers in the first 10 games. That is not sustainable. That is chaos. Now, historically, teams that go deep in October pay for it in the next season. Injuries pile up. Depth gets tested. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. They brought in Patrick Corbin as a stopgate, which tells you everything. They're just trying to survive right now. So where are we at? Freak out factor, 5 out of 10, because there's still time, but this is not a good start. Now let's talk about the Detroit Tigers, because this one feels different. This feels dangerous. They're off to a slow start, and normally you wouldn't panic this early. But here's the problem. Tariq Skubal, he's getting close to free agency. And if this team struggles into May, the conversation changes fast. Now you're talking about competing. You're talking about trading your ace. And that's where things get real. Now, to be fair, there are positives. Kevin McDonald looks like a stud. That's real. Skubal is still dominant. That's real. And they had a lot of road games early. So things could balance out. But this front office does not feel like a wait-and-see group. This team is not competing. They will make moves. So the pressure is on. Right now, freak out factor, 7 out of 10. Because if this keeps going, this turns into a completely different conversation. Now let's go to the Giants. And honestly, this is more entertaining than concerning. Tony Vitello, new manager, and he is different. He talks a lot. He tells the media things you're not supposed to say, like clubhouse issues, plural. That's not normal. But at the same time, it's refreshing. He's honest. He's emotional. He's real. Now, yes, there have been some questionable decisions, bullpen usage, bench management. That's expected. He's a rookie manager. But it's way too early to say he's in over his head. Way too early. This is just growing pains. So for the Giants, freak out factor, 2 out of 10. Because right now, this is more entertainment than panic. Now let's talk about the Boston Red Sox. Because this one is real. They started 2-8. That alone is bad. But it's deeper than that. The roster decisions don't make sense. They gave Ranger Suarez a massive contract. 5 years, $130 million. And people were already questioning it. Now the results, not good. Then you look at the bigger picture. They traded Rafael Devers. That was a shock. Then they traded for players who aren't producing. They let go of guys who are now thriving elsewhere. It feels they don't have a clear direction. And the biggest problem, they don't have that one guy, that superstar, that anchor, that aircraft carrier in the lineup. Roman Anthony might become that, but that's a lot to ask right now. So what do you have? A team with talent but no identity. And in Boston, that doesn't fly. Freak out factor, 8 out of 10. Because this can spiral fast. Now the Cubs. This one hurts. Cade Horton, done for the season. Elbow surgery. This is a massive loss. He was one of their best young arms. He finished second in Rookie of the Year last year, and now he's gone. Just like that. Now the pressure shifts. Edward Cabrera becomes a huge piece. He's been great so far. There are concerns, control issues, injury history, and now they need him more than ever. The rotation depth, questionable. Matthew Boyd already dealing with issues. Justin Steele still working his way back. This team might need help from outside the organization. That's not easy mid-season. So yeah, this is concerning. Freak out factor, 7 out of 10. Because losing Horton changes everything. Now the Seattle Mariners. And this one is simple. They can't hit. Dead last in batting average. Dead last in on base. Dead last in slugging. That is brutal. And the worst part, it's their stars. Kyle Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Josh Naylor, combined hitting .130. That is not sustainable, but not in the way you think. That is too bad to continue. There's bad luck involved. Their batting average on balls in play is super low. That usually corrects itself. So what does that mean? They should get better. But right now, it looks ugly. Freak out factor, 3 out of 10, because this feels temporary, not permanent. All right, now we need to talk, because as a Mets fan, I have no idea how we are not on this list. No idea. This team is struggling bad. They lost 3 straight. They haven't scored in 17 innings. 17. That is unacceptable. The offense, gone, missing, nowhere to be found. They just got shut out 4-0. 6 hits. That's it. And it's not like the pitching is terrible. Clay Holmes was solid. 5 innings, 1 run. Then he leaves with an injury. Of course, because why not? And the offense, nothing. They couldn't figure out JT Ginn, a former prospect, who shut them down. When they finally had a chance, runners on first and third, no out, they blew it completely. That's the game. That's the season so far. Missed opportunities, bad execution, no clutch hitting. And the injuries, let's talk about it. Juan Soto on the IL, George Polanco banged up, Clay Holmes now dealing with a hamstring, multiple bullpen arms, out long term. This roster is getting tested early, and the results, 4-6 in the last 10, batting .233, getting outscored. That's not a contender. That's a team searching. So again, how are they not on this panic list? Because right now, this feels like a team that should be worried. Freak out factor for the Mets, I'm giving them a 6 because the talent is there, but the results are not. In that gap, that's where panic starts. So let's recap. Blue Jays, injury concerns. Medium panic. Tigers, clock is ticking, high concern. Giants, relax. Red Sox, big problems. Cubs, major loss. Mariners, bad offense but fixable. And my Mets, yeah, they belong in this conversation. Now I want to hear from you. Who are you most worried about? Red Sox, Tigers, Mets, or is there another team I didn't mention? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you guys on the next one.